I want to continue with a theme that Mr. Bentz laid out quite eloquently in his remarks just a minute ago. This amendment would make sure that this act will not be effective until the Secretary of Interior, in consultation with the Secretary of Energy, determines that this bill and its amendments will not result in an increase in imports of oil, natural gas, or heating oil. I think it was a gentleman from Louisiana a few months ago that cited that we actually increased our imports from Russian oil in 2021. 2021, first year of the Biden administration, we're going to get off from fossil fuels and all the rest, and we actually ended up getting more Russian oil into our country. We as a nation have greatly reduced pollution. Average life expectancy has greatly increased. Infant mortality has notably decreased. I talked about that in some of my earlier remarks. We really have come a long way and should recognize that progress even as we strive to be better stewards of our environment. It goes all the way back to the founding, where the founders said to create a more perfect union. They knew we weren't perfect. They knew we would never be perfect, but we strive to do better. We also produce energy here in America more environmentally responsible and cleaner than anyone else in the world. So if my Democrat colleagues want to protect the environment, they will support this amendment. And I would really urge, I just remember as a kid, and I think it was the Sierra Club at the time. It's not the same Sierra Club it was 50 years ago, but they used to say, think globally, act locally. And the best thing we can do to act locally is to reduce the environmental degradation. And part of that is producing it right here in America. We produce it in the cleanest way possible. Rather than getting wind turbines and solar panels from China, where, in San Francisco, I think it was measured, half the emissions come from China and Southeast Asia that come to San Francisco. So we do need to think globally and act locally. If this bill were to result in an increase in energy imports, then how would that be so-called environmental justice? Increasing imports would result in supporting countries where environmental regulations are non-existent compared to here, and that doesn't sound too environmentally friendly to me. I'm going to repeat what I said earlier. This going to be an American century, the 21st century, or is this going to be a Chinese century? Because they're serious about it. All you have to do is go to the briefings that we get regularly in regards to safety and security, and that includes energy production. They're serious about it, and they're seeking world dominance. Is America going to stand up? Is America going to stand up and make sure that we are energy independent? Because it requires energy independence for greatness. The first thing President Biden did on January 20th of 2021, very first executive order, shut down the Keystone Pipeline, made it clear to the people across the world, including our foes, that America was going to be weak. Weakness is never rewarded. I yield back.